I don't even know where to begin with this one. I mean, you guys know it, your infants know it, the fetus knows it, your animals know it. Transformers Revenge of the Fallen is an absolute mess of a movie. But, at least I had fun watching it with Thade. And you know what, while I'm at it, I might as well just talk about the good stuff in the movie, because, like, even in a movie that's shit like this, there's still, like, a lot of good stuff. The Transformers themselves, like, they're still really, really cool. Like, ILM continues to just knock it out of the park with the animation and visual effects of the Autobots and the Decepticons. Especially the Juggernaut that was Devastator. Like, it was, like, so detailed, so massive, it just destroyed one of their computers. And they were still able to make this just incredible monster of a combiner. And there are also just, like, a lot of great fight scenes in the movie involving the Transformers. Like the opening in Shanghai, Sideswipe killing Sideways, the awesome forest battle, and the ending battle in Egypt. And going back to the forest fight, that's also just, like, so awesome, because it just shows that even when he's, like, bent, damaged, and, like, at his lowest, Optimus Prime still has the courage to just take on 3 Decepticons at once. That is why he is the true leader of the Autobots. Like, so much courage. And, yeah, Optimus is awesome. The vehicles are also, like, another great thing in the movie. Like, you've got, like, the familiar Autobots with their vehicles, but also, like, the Decepticons continue to have more awesome vehicles. Like the Constructicons with Mixmaster, Long Haul, Demolisher, Scrapper, and Sideways. I really like the Sideways car. Also, John Turturro is great as always as Simmons. Like, he is giving it 110% here. Like I love him. He is just such a delight in the movie. Like, he's definitely a bright spot in a movie that's mostly filled with gray. And yeah, let's get to the big elephants here in the room. The bad script. This movie has such a bad script. Like, I don't get it. This is a movie where the writers probably had a lot of control over, and they decided to write these moments in, and no one on set decided to step forward and say that alien scrotums, wheelie humping Megan Fox, and dogs humping were bad ideas. Instead, they just decided to just ignore it and just carry on, and now we're left with these scenes that are just gonna stay in cinema forever. The characters also take another downstep here from the first film. Like, they just feel more annoying and more... yeah, annoying. Like, but there are some moments where Shia LaBeouf and Megan Fox are trying. Like, they really are trying. Like, the moment where Sam sees the matrix of leadership turn to dust, like, Shia is just doing such a great job there. And I actually kind of laughed at, like, some of his, like, high-pitched screaming there. But, yeah, the roommate actor, he's annoying. And, we're also left with the racist spots. Skits and Mudflap. Another part of the movie that people decided to, like, just carry on with instead of saying, hey, I don't know if these are good ideas to have. I guess that's just Revenge of the Fallen in a nutshell, probably. And also The Fallen. Like, here's another problem that I have with the movie. The Fallen and Megatron do jack shit. In the first film, Megatron was terrifying. He was very threatening. Like, he actually had a presence there. But in this movie, he's just kind of there. And also The Fallen, too. The Fallen is supposed to be the original Decepticon. He's supposed to play a big part in the story. And he's just mostly sitting around. And, like, I love Tony Todd. May he rest in peace. But I do think The Fallen is probably one of his weaker performances. Like, he doesn't really try to make The Fallen sound different. Like, this voice could have been, like, just for any other Decepticon. Because they're all, like, some of them are, like, starting to sound the same. I don't don't know, like a little differentiation would have helped a bit. And even as much as I love the Transformers here in the movie, they also feel like they don't contribute much to the movie. Like, this one feels more human dominated than the first. And I don't know. Like, we came here to see a movie about the Transformers, not about some guy just getting tased, like, just tasing one guy and then tasing himself, or to see, like, Agent Simmons just show us his underwear. I don't know. I feel like I've already said everything. I think I just need a rest. Like, this movie has fried me. So, I'm just going to leave it to Thade and see what he says about this movie that exists.
Oh boy. Transformers Revenge of the Fallen, what a doozy of a movie. Just like many of Michael Bay's other films, Transformers Revenge of the Fallen is just a insane movie. Michael Bay's brain needs to be studied. I don't know how he comes up with like half the crap that he does in his movies. And Revenge of the Fallen is one of his most like crazy ones that he has. Starting off though with like one of the good things about this movie is the CGI. The CGI for Revenge of the Fallen, which came out in 2009, the CGI is actually amazing. The stuff with like the main characters of the movie, all the Autobots look amazing, all the Decepticons look amazing. The fight scenes with Optimus versus like Megatron and stuff were awesome, and also too the CGI with, I believe it was called like the Destructor, or like it was one of the main Decepticons at the end of the film. That was kind of like the big baddie that the Fallen and Megatron had. I can't remember the exact name right now, but it was like the Destructor, or it was like the Dominator or something. That was crazy. And Luke told me too that the CGI for that Decepticon literally destroyed someone's computer in the office. So they were actually trying super hard on this movie. The one thing Michael Bay consistently gets right with these Transformers movies is the CGI. And the CGI still holds up amazingly, especially the fight scene in the forest with Optimus. And even like the ending scenes, that was all great. But the plot of this movie just makes literally like no sense. Nothing happens in the movie. I don't want to get into spoilers, but something big kind of happens at the beginning, and then just nothing happens for the entire rest of the movie until the very end. There's pretty much no plot, no progression. The Fallen, which is kind of like the new main villain in this movie, barely is in the movie. Megatron is kind of like barely in the movie. Starscream's there a little bit. Even the Autobots are like barely in this movie. Instead, we have to focus on Shia LaBeouf's character Sam, Megan Fox's character Michaela, and like the simp guy the whole movie. But the one actor that played Falcone in The Batman, he actually did great. He was kind of like the one character in the movie that was indisputably good. But the plot, like, there's not much plot to this movie, and there's so many suspect moments. Like, there's so many weirdo choices for Michael Bay. Like, usually Michael Bay will troll the audience, but he just went to a new level with this movie. Like, the nuts on fucking Autobots. We saw Carmine Falcone's, like, butt. Like, there were so many suspect moments in this movie. Sometimes they were kind of entertaining and funny to look at, but it was so goofy. The acting in this movie, I mean, it's not like horrendously bad. Shia LaBeouf and Megan Fox actually aren't terrible in the movie, but it's nothing like that amazing. Pretty much Carmine Falcone's actor is like the only one actually trying in this movie. The simp guy, he sucks. Like, it literally makes no sense. One of the only other good things in this movie, though, too, is the music. The music in this film actually carries. Even whenever there's like a goofy scene or something, or the plot hasn't really built up to a scene, the music in the background does kind of like help carry this movie. And the cinematography is very good. The fight scenes are all choreographed good. Even like the scenes where the characters are running through stuff and like they're getting fought by the Decepticons and stuff. That was good. Overall, though, this movie, I mean, it's definitely pretty bad. But I think this is one of those rare cases where it's a bad movie, but it is like entertaining to watch. Michael Bay is just such a nutcase with these movies that, I don't know, I still think it's entertaining. While Luke might have rated this a little bit lower, I still am giving this like a 6 out of 10 because the plot's not very good. A lot of the stuff in this movie is not good, but it is kind of goofy fun, so that's my opinion. If you like Transformers, you might as well watch this movie. It's probably going to be kind of hard to like sit through since it's so long, but I think it's still kind of goofy fun. Signing off.